Welcome to our English podcast. And today we have a special guest. His name is Leonardo. Leonardo is a friend of mine. We worked together for a while, and I discovered recently that he was able to speak English. And I had an amazing idea to invite him. I did. Here we go. So, hey, Leonardo, thank you so much to came here, man.
Hey Alex, it's a pleasure to be here. I'm not that good speaking English, but I can try. I'm better after a half beer.
Yeah, so do I.
Yeah.
So do I. We must to like warm up our English. English. So to get started, we usually ask some basic questions. How's it going? How's everything in your life? Are you feeling good? Because I told the followers that we maybe were watching us here that we just met like 2-3 months ago. I think it's something like that. And I didn't know that you were able to speak English. And once I did, man, I got so excited about to have this conversation with you. I was planning already in my mind, so I should have this guy on my podcast and to ask some questions. And this is an English podcast, so people see that it's probably achievable to learn English by themselves or even taking courses and learn something. Because people are not believing, or they are not believing anymore on private school. They are not believing anymore in some techniques to learn English. They think that the English is not for them. But what do you think about those people? Do you think that it's possible to learn English in 2025 or 2025, as people say?
Yeah, for sure. First, thank you for the invite. I think it's an amazing initiation by you. This channel, it's awesome. I like to watch your channel.
Thank you.
And I think there's many ways to learn English, and it's very important to everyone. Since I was a little guy, I always liked to study English. I was very curious about movies and series that I was watching. And I think it's the first thing to learn English. It's enjoy learning English. You know, when I was 15, maybe 15, 16, I asked to my father if I could do a course and start studying English. And I started to study in a school that it's not the old school ways to study. It's like the second class you start to speak in English and you don't speak Portuguese anymore.
Nice. And a real immersive course.
Yeah. It's like 18 months of the of course by studying 18 months.
Not so much focus in reading, writing, but more focus on speaking.
Yeah, it's very focused on learn fast the English. So it's like a continuous class. So you have one class of week.
Oh, it's one a week?
One a week.
Once a week.
Yeah.
Okay.
You have class one a week, but you have activities online every day. So you have to do in that day to do that class and watching some short videos and making some activities like
short tasks to do.
Yeah, short tasks.
Nice.
Yes. But of course, if you don't pay attention, if you don't
Are not committed with.
if you are not committed, you won't get the English because you need to make this work.
Yeah, we need to put efforts. I always told this on my channel, my latest video here, that without committed, without put efforts or spend time on it, you'll never become an English speaker. So as you said, and that really catch my eyes, my attention especially, because as you said, we have you had once a week class, which is like a presential class, things like that. But after that, you have to do by yourself. You have to watching videos and do some tasks, some exercises, and that is how everything is about. And not only in English, but everything.
Everything you do in life.
Yeah, exactly.
Actually.
So that's great, man. That's great. And now I can see you took that course when you told about 18 months. After that, you feel good. You already left the meeting, left the course speaking English already.
Yeah, for sure. I really enjoyed that course, it was very funny to study. The name is Topway School.
Topway School. Oh,
yeah.
Topway School.
Topway.
Oh, that's great. It's a top way to learn.
Yeah.
18 months. That's good. Makes sense.
Yeah. And the first thing they say, at first you do an interview to start the course.
Yeah, to understand which level are you. And,
Not just to understand the level. It's the first. It's the second thing you do.
Okay.
But the first one is to they do the interview to see if you match with the course. If it's made.
It's
it makes sense.
A pre-selection to the course, because they don't take everyone or anyone. No.
It's like of course they want to sell the course.
They need the students.
Yeah,
they must be the guy that really will be committed. They ask some questions to you to understand
that you won't let it go to and stop doing the course. They wanted to select the good students to become,
because of their reputation.
Yeah,
they are worried. They were concerned about the reputations, because if they start selling courses, a lot of courses in any places or for anyone, maybe they will get like the other private schools that we see today. We see a lot of schools that are promising to teach in English in 1 year, 6 months, but the real situation is not like that. They are not learning English.
And there I've met so many people that studied English like since was a child, but the old school methods.
Yeah.
And they were not familiar with English and studying like 5-6 years, but they didn't like the methods. They were doing just for doing. And when they started this school, it was very different. The way they started in English, you cannot translate nothing.
Not in English. Not in Portuguese.
Nothing. Because they say that you need to learn how a child learns English, not translating nothing.
Yeah, in all the adults nowadays, I was one of. I wasn't that bold. I mean, I was one of those guys at the time when I started. I studied 3 years in private school, but I felt that I wasn't learning anything. At least I felt that. Maybe I did. Maybe I learned some grammar, some words, a few things.
Yeah.
But in general, I wasn't able to speak. And I was paying like 300 reais a month or something like that. Yeah. Once a week as well, 1 hour. It was a quite... English in Brazil is quite expensive if you really want the results, if you really want outcomes.
Yeah.
So you must pay money, spend time, and make efforts. That's 3 questions. Do you believe that there is a person that was born to speak English, or do you think that anyone can learn English? Everyone can learn English?
No, I think everyone can learn. Of course, some people have facilities to. It's easy for some people than others, but I think everyone can do everything. You know, it's like some people like more to learn math, and some people like more to learn Portuguese or history. You know,
it's just a question of mindset.
Yeah.
I'm reading right now, currently, honestly, I'm currently reading a book that I got from a friend of mine, which is called The Millionaire Mindset. It's a very good book, and I was trying, learn some things about stocks or investments, and I'm trying to do that. And I got this book, and I translate in English. I got some applications on the internet. I got in Portuguese this book. I received it, but I translate in English, and I'm reading it at least one or two chapters a day. And it's exactly as you said. This book is not about money exactly. It's about mindset.
Yeah.
As the book said, the mindset of the millionaire mindset. I mean, it's not a richer people is different from others. No, it's just a question of whether you think you can or you think you can't.
Yeah.
You're right. I heard that phrase in a polyglot event as well. She said, one of the speakers said, whether you think you can or you think you can't, you're right. It's like Henry Ford. I don't know exactly about, but I think that it was Henry Ford that said, which is the owner or the creator of the Ford Motors. I don't know if you know him, but his phrase, I think, came from him. He said, whether you think you can or you think you can't, you're right. It's just a question of your mind. And about that, I'd like to ask some questions a little bit deeper on that. I got your English level. We just warm up. We were just warming up on English. Now, I'd like to ask some questions. First question, how do you think that learning English can open up opportunities in your current or future career nowadays? Let's think about 2025.
Oh, there's many ways that you can get best opportunities learning English. First of all, it gets more easy to study at all. Anything you study, if you know English, you get more things to study, more content, more books, more videos. Everything will be easier to be studied, and then you get to better opportunities. If
For
you
sure.
study, you get better job, you get better opportunities. It's the first thing, I think. Today, I've been working in global companies since I started work, and some jobs
They require like this.
yeah,
They require that.
require,
Yeah.
like you need to know English. But
Even the basic, no? Even the basic, like I joined, I think the company that we are working for, there are not it's not like a requirement to speaking up, but also it is indeed required, like some readings. Like
yeah,
we have some names of the things. It's all, and sometimes people say like HRBP. What is that HRBP? So if
Yeah.
you speak in a Portuguese, you don't understand if you speak for a Portuguese person. But I got your point.
yeah, it's very important to do these things and start to be better to
Develop it, level
Yeah.
up. Yeah, you must start from somewhere. You must start from somewhere.
Yeah.
So start by the basic. But as you said, I think that today's world is very globalized. As we said, as you just said, you are working for a global company, and there are many opportunities can showed up for you. If you are an English speaker, for instance, maybe you can go to Singapore, to the
Yeah.
United States, to China, anyway. So whatever country you go, probably will be able to communicate in English. And as you said, another materials, for instance, I'm studying now environment engineer. I'm course in environment engineer course, and I do read many materials from HSE, which is an international, is an American website. I have been learning some
Yeah.
techniques they are using there, things like that. So I agree with you.
Yeah, for sure. You know, when the first job I got was an internship at Crafty Heinz. It's a company that make food.
Nice.
And my internship project was like mini measuring the service level of our vendors, you know.
Really? Measuring data.
Yeah.
Nice.
And at Brazil, we did not, in this year, we did not know how to do that. And then we started to talk with some guys of other region. They were, I think it was Spain or Holland. I don't remember the country. But we started to talk about this project, and they were doing this at this region. So it was very easy to reply this job here in Brazil, and it was like my project was the first of all of the
This internship, it was get more information about the customers, about the clients.
Yeah, and-
how could you increase the
and I
sales?
and I earned like the best internship of the class, you know.
Really? Oh, nice. That's great.
It was very good, and it was all about start.
Everything happens in English. This communication was
Yeah.
held in English.
Yeah,
Amazing.
because the guy was from I don't know.
Spain or
Yeah.
European countries
Yeah,
they come.
it was
Nice, nice.
from
That's a
somewhere.
very good opportunity. People should think about that. When I got start my English journey, I started thinking about my career. I'd
Yeah.
like to be a better safe technician. I'd like to do things better, and here I am. The second question: can you think of a specific situation where speaking English helped you, or could have helped you to achieve something important?
For sure. I think
That
My-
you already
my-
shared. I
yeah.
think that you already shared.
Yeah.
Your internship was a great.
this was one of the examples I got. You know, I can answer this when I were at Argentina. You know,
Really? Nice.
I was doing an internship. It's
Okay.
internship
Yeah, internship. That's it.
to learn.
Yes, to learn a new job, a new career,
Yeah.
regarded to formation,
No,
to a
other
graduation.
language.
Other
Uh,
language? Oh, no, that is,
It's-
I'm sorry. Yeah, internship. You're making
Yeah,
internship in
it's
other country. Yeah, that's right.
to learn
So
Spanish.
learn Spanish. Great.
and there was a lot of people from other countries to learn Spanish too. People from Europe, from United States, from Canada, from Australia, and the fact I speak English turned it so easy to make a lot of friendships and enjoy the journey because
International language.
yeah, it's the mother language.
Yeah.
No, it's not the mother language.
No, it's a, yeah, it's a very international. Like everyone, I don't know, but in other countries, in other continents, they are like not obligatory. Not, it's not like they are obligated
It's more
to do.
common to.
It's more common to learn English because they are even since a childhood they are taught that English is very important.
Yeah.
Here in Brazil, we had a different culture. Don't you think about?
Yeah.
If I put on myself, let's get back in time when I was at school. We got English classes at the basic school and basic I should say now on the medium school and the high school. We got some English classes, but as you said, I think you used wise words here before. We weren't interested to learn.
Yeah.
It is not the problem of the school or the teachers at the time. It was ourselves. If we don't want to, no, we don't learn. I mean, we'll never learn without interest.
I think it makes sense because Brazil is so far from other countries that speak English, so it turns less interesting because the major people will say, oh, okay, I'll never go to this country.
Why should I learn that?
Yeah, why? Why?
Great.
Even because the the money of Brazil it's not very good to
unfortunate.
travel a lot.
Our currency is decreasing.
Yeah.
I should say our currency unfortunately is lost in value. That is quite a shame. But let's see. That maybe should be a trigger. Maybe should be a trigger. So if we're planning to learn English to maybe live abroad, that is your chance.
Yeah,
Look, Brazil, the Brazilian currency, unfortunately, is on a low score right now, on a low prices. So maybe if we had a chance to move to the United States, Canada, or maybe to Australia or England. Anyway,
yesterday I was watching a video that was saying like, oh, the best things you can do at 2025 to make money, and one of these was to get a job and remote job to other countries.
No, that is going to be awesome. If I had the opportunity, for sure, I would try.
Yeah, for sure, because making videos, making
social medias, networks,
programming something.
My wife is studying currently. My wife is studying software engineer. She's currently working on this art. She is on her internship. So everything is in English, man.
It's
everything
very
is in
wrong
English.
it's on top of one careers.
Yeah, I was watching that, and the thing that you said is all in English.
If you know English, you can do that. You can start doing that, and this is a way to make money. But much people don't think like that.
Exactly. Or they don't think, or whether they don't think, or they don't want to, honestly, because they are so afraid of technology. But we are living a technological boom. We need to use technology in our behavior,
and I think most people think that we need to pay to learn English. And as we were talking about, there is a lot of ways to learn English. Some people learn English just playing games.
Playing games. I knew someone, I knew some guys that did that. And it's crazy because, there's not all the game in English, but some words, some phrase they use, they bring.
And then you start to play a game in English and you learn something.
Exactly.
My favorite thing to do is watching movies. I don't use even legends subtitles.
Yeah, neither do I.
I don't use it anymore, but I use it to use.
It's a process.
First in Portuguese, and after I was doing in English. Some movies that are very, very specific I need to use.
So do I, man. They are like, I don't know how about you, but in my case, it's quite hard. I should say the British English.
Yeah.
Not all of them, but there are
The
few
accent,
people. Like, let's suppose here, I don't know, maybe there are many fans here from her, but I would say, I must tell her name, to say her name is Adele. You know Adele? Adele speak, I was watching a lot of interview of her, and I couldn't understand I should say that I understood like 60%. But I noticed that every American president of the United States just lived his last speech on the Oval Office last night, and I watched a whole speech and I understood each word. So I think that British English has a quite different way to pronunciate.
Yeah, for sure. I think it's the most the most difficult accent to understand. Some people say and talks about Australian guys that they speak like, yeah, man, oh, hey,
Yeah,
man.
it's like how can I say? It's a countryside people. They think it's like the countryside people.
It's like Texas guy, but it's more
expressive on their word. Yeah, what they say.
And they, I think in English they are like the mineiros.
Yeah, it's like the people from Minas Gerais.
They make the word. They get some words and they do one word.
Exactly. And they like just speed through the words. They just hurry up the words and things happen. That's great, man. And I'd like to ask you another question. So I think the last one for today. How do you think that being fluent in English can improve communication in international work environment?
Someday I think I'll get an international experience. I want to do that, but not for now. But in the future,
certainly.
I want to do that, and for sure English it's the way to get it. Nowadays I don't use English so frequently.
Yeah, neither do I.
I use more to study or using spreadsheets, using ChatGPT.
ChatGPT. I have a video on ChatGPT on my channel here. If you don't know, guys, check it out. It's speaking with ChatGPT or having a conversation with ChatGPT.
Oh,
it's
that's
incredible.
That's very nice.
Yeah, it's incredible.
Yeah, that's
so I agree with you. I mean, we live in a Portuguese country. I heard before. I don't know if you ever made this research, but I did some time ago. I did a research asking how is the percentage, if I had to put in a percentage, how many people does speak English here in Brazil? And the answer was giving me like an astonished feeling. Like I saw 5%, less than 5% of the Brazilian population knows how to speak a good English. Not a perfect, but a good English. Less than 5%. And I told you, and I tell many times I told you here on this channel, that now is the time to study English. Now is the time to improve it because you can get many outcomes of it. Especially studying in Brazil, being able to speak English is like a bachelor's degree. Gives the same value to the bachelor's degree.
Yeah, sometimes it's more valuable to speak English than
to have a graduation. I know some people like work a receptionist, and they are paid more than me, honestly, just because they are bilingual or things like that. So that's it. I would like to say thank you so much, Leonardo, to came here today to practice English with me, to give me this opportunity. I know how busy was your schedule when I look at time to practice it. But I'm happy that we have an amazing conversation here. I hope you like it as well.
Yeah, for sure. It was very nice.
Feel free to, whenever you want to come back to here, to bring some topics to discuss. I'll be really glad to have you here again. Okay?
For sure.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for the invite too, man.
My pleasure, man. My pleasure. See you in the next.
Bye.
Bye-bye, guys.